Hey, good morning. How y'all doing? It is Well Red Beard, and it is a damn fine day to talk about a book. And we are here for a book review today. We're going to talk about Snarl by John Boden. If you have followed me at all through the rise and fall of Well Red Beard, you know that I am a Boden fanatic. He is just my literary cup of tea. I've said it before. I love his stuff. I loved Jedi Summer. I loved Spung Onion. I have read most of his stuff. I think that has been published in print, and I'm just a huge fan. And he uses a lot of musical references and just cool. I mean, he's the king of what I call the cool tidbits, the stuff that stand outside the story, the cool little one-liners, the similes, the things like that. And so anyway, I love Sprung Onion back when I reviewed it. 5-star, loved it. I am here with this book too. 5 stars. I think that I like Sprung Onion a little bit more. But this book is great. Now, I will say that, again, if you follow me, you know that I used to read. I just happen to be here. I used to always read with my sticky notes, and I'd mark every little thing that I loved, as far as those tidbits go, and I'd come back to them and talk about them here. I am just really getting back into this, and so I did not read this way. So while I can tell you that this book is also full of cool little lines like that, cool little things that I just loved, similes and whatnot. I did not mark any of them, so I can't really tell you much about them here. But I will give you an example because I've got one from Spung Onion that has lived in my brain ever since I read it. And there's, one part where our main character and his female friend or whatever they are, they're talking, and one of the characters, I think it's the female, keeps saying you think, but you think, and it compared her saying the words you think to the surf, like the crashing surf at 2 a.m. or something like that. And to me, I was just like, you think. Anyway, to me, it was just super cool, and that's how he writes. And there's tons of cool shit like that in here. So, synopsis. First of all, I do want to say that as a guy that was trying to decide if I wanted to do this, if doing this made any type of difference, if this was a good use of my time. This book is in part dedicated to me. So if you do pick up a copy, read the dedication. Was very, again, after taking a year off, when I got this in my hands, I think he might have mentioned it. I don't know. I can't really recall. But when I opened this and I saw that, I was like, holy shit, So super cool. But anyway, synopsis. Here we go. Synopsis. Marlon Staines is a lonely man who is filled with words that he longs to share with the world, but so far only shares with himself. He has over 300 notebooks brimming with them in his trailer room, a wood-paneled tomb of prose and syllable. I mean, come on, right there. A wood-paneled tomb of prose and syllable. Marlon Staines killed his brother in the womb, buried his father when he was a young man, and now, a bit older, he watches the same monster, devour his mother. While grappling with this, he experiences a combination of exchanges and events that point him on a new trajectory with an outcome that is both expected and anything but. Marlon Staines has learned plenty in his life of 32 years. Love never dies. It just hides for a while and gets punchy. Death is never afraid and never gives a damn. Life is a thing that stretches sometimes so far that you forget about it until it snaps back and hurts you. A snarl is an angry sound or a tangled trap. Marlon is familiar with both. I mean, you can tell from the synopsis. I mean, just the parts about love and death and life. I mean, that shit is cool as hell. But anyway, huge fan. I really, really dug this story. There's a circular quality to this one. Again, our main character, Marlon, had buried his father. His mother is sick, and he let me see here. What does it say here? Just real quick. He buried his father when he was young. Yeah, he doesn't really. I just want to make sure of that because I had an idea in my head, but when he was really young, so he doesn't really remember his father. And it's a really important thing to him is whether or not his father was a good man. And he, early in the book, he asks his mother, was my father a good man? And she tells him the story about him taking her out in this canoe, this little boat out in the middle of a lake, and it was just a perfect night. The stars above and the stars reflecting in the water, and that scene. I would love to tell you. I would love to tell you how this, comes back around. How the circular quality here, how beautiful it is, and what happens. But I cannot do that. But that scene is, again, trying not to spoil anything. There's a circular quality to that scene. And throughout the book, you get these bits and pieces of something going on in the background, something going on the side. And, man, I don't know. I mean, in hindsight, I'm like, I should have known what was coming because of that, because of, certain things that were going missing or being, around town. And, but I didn't. And so when it happened at the end, it just was perfect. That's the only way to put it. It was perfect. So, anyway, another thing is, again, I talked about the one-liners, and there's a bit in the very last chapter, and it's it's about the relationship between a mother and a child, and I think I want to share it with you because if you buy this book because of this review, you won't remember that I spoiled this tiny piece for you, but it's just a phenomenal thought, a phenomenal line, and it'll give you an idea of what else is in the book. But again, it's talking about a mother and a child, a mother and an unborn child. So it says, your mother's heart is the first drum you hear. There's magic in that. Simple, completely simple, but never would have thought to put it that way. Just a great line, and the book's full of them, and all John's work is. I mean, if you thanks for being here, by the way. But if you listen to me about anything, listen to me about Boden. Check out Snarl, check out Spung Onion. They're all great. So anyway, this is Well Red Beard, huge fan of Boden. This is Snarl. Again, a snarl is an angry sound or a tangled trap. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you're enjoying all your books, all of them as much as I am. If not, you're reading the wrong damn books.